Hi, my name is Christy. I am currently in high school, but recently I am going to a psychiatrist. Even a week earlier, I was a happy-go-lucky teenager. I had so many friends, but now I find it difficult to trust all of them. Something happened 2 days back that has turned my world upside down. I am sure you all are familiar with the online chatting website Omegle. One of my friends introduced me to this website. This website seemed quite easy than any other chatting platforms, because there's no need for registration in Omegle. This huge liberty of remaining anonyms makes the website an easy way out to talk to strangers. Many of my friends told me that people often lie in chats about their age, gender, but that didn't bother me much. One day after coming from school, I was feeling really bored. So, I decided to chat in Omegle. I opened my laptop and started to chat with random strangers. That night, I talked to 3 different people, and it was fun. I saw there is an option for video chat as well. But I wanted to know this website better before going for a random video call with a stranger. What started as one-night entertainment soon became an addiction. Whenever I got time, I used to chat with people. Last Saturday, I was home alone. Parents went to dinner. I was chatting with a guy named Turner in Omegle. Things were going good when suddenly my Wi-Fi lost connection and the chat got disconnected. I got up and fixed it. But once a chat disconnected, it is hard to find the same person in Omegle without proper contact. I refreshed the page and again requested a new chat. The page showed me, "You are now connected with stranger M19, and then the stranger sent me, "Hey." I also replied, "Hi, how are you?" After exchanging basic courtesy, I asked, "So, are you a male or a female?" The stranger replied, "I am a 40-years-old mother." I liked her honest reply. I also told her that I am a girl currently studying in high school. You might be surprised, but the more I talked with this woman, the more mysterious her texts started to become. I thought to disconnect the chat once, but the way she talked, I couldn't. She told me I am a pretty girl. I felt happy with her generous behavior. She then asked me if I have a secret that my parents don't know about, though it felt odd, like a stupid moron. I told her that I am dating a much older guy and my parents don't know about him yet. She supported me, saying love can happen any time and at any moment. Getting such a mental assurance from an adult kind of melted me. I failed to realize how she was luring me into her trap with her sweet words. She suddenly asked me, how well do I connect with my mom? Which felt really weird, but I answered, like every other teenager. She then said she has to go and put her baby to sleep, but told me to be on the chat. I stupidly waited, because at that point I had no idea what was going to happen next. I waited for 5 to 7 minutes. Just when I thought she isn't coming back anymore, I started to receive a video chat request from her. So far, I never accepted the video chat of any stranger. But this time, don't know why I did. As we got connected, I saw a woman in her late 40s sitting in front of the camera. She waved at me and said, "Hi, Christy. Nice to meet you." I smiled too. We started to talk. She was sitting in her living room because I could see the kitchen area right behind her. There was no striking feature on her face, except her nose was sharp and pointy. There were dark circles under her eyes too. I asked her, "So how many people are in your family?" She smiled and replied, "Oh, it's just me and my husband." I said in a hesitant voice, "And your baby?" She laughed awkwardly and said, "Yes, my baby too. Our son Matt is so little that we often forgot to count him," and kept laughing. Honestly, the joke wasn't funny at all. I asked her, "How old is her son?" She replied, "For 8 months." I said, "Aw, that's so cute." I looked at my phone and saw it was 9 p.m. already. I looked at her and said, "Samantha, I have to go now. It was nice talking to you." She suddenly stopped smiling and kept staring at my face. Her eyes turned big and she wasn't moving an inch. At first, I thought the screen got stuck. I said, "Samantha, are you there?" She suddenly smiled really big and said, "Yes. What were you saying?" I felt really weird this time. I said, I have to go now, so I was." Samantha interrupted me, saying, "I feel so horrible. I miss my son." And she started to cry, hiding her face in her palms. I wasn't being able to understand what she was saying. I replied, What? What are you saying, Samantha? She looked at me with tearful eyes and said, My baby, he died 2 years back. Trust me, I wasn't at all ready for this shocking news. I said, Oh my God, what happened? She stopped crying and again kept staring at me with an expressionless face. There was something really horrible in her lifeless stare. I was feeling freaked out at this point. She then got really close to the camera and said, I can show you what happened to him. I said in a shaking voice, What are you saying? How can you show me that? But before I could ask her more in details, she got up and walked to the kitchen. As soon as she reached near the oven, she looked at me once again and said, Close your eyes. I have a surprise for you. She then made a very creepy laugh. She kneeled in front of the oven and opened it. I saw clouds of black smoke coming out from the oven. I got so scared, thinking, is she going to burn down the house or what? She wore a microwave glove and took out a tray from the oven. Something was lying on the tray, and I could see it was burnt. She then started to walk close to the camera while holding the tray in her hand. As soon as she reached near me, my heart dropped into my stomach. The hair at the back of my neck stood up. I saw a baby lying on the tray with a melted face and burnt clothes. I screamed, Oh my God, what did you do to your baby? Samantha laughed and said, No, you don't need to worry. This is not my baby. This is just a small doll, Christy. She then started to laugh. I was speechless. I had no idea what the hell was going on. She was laughing hysterically. I screamed, saying, You are one sick woman. Why did you put the doll in the microwave? She said, Oh, my dear, innocent Christy, I just recreated my son's murder for you. It was a lot more fun when I microwaved Matt. He paranoid me by crying 24/7. I had no other ways but to get rid of him. I couldn't take it anymore. I immediately disconnected the chat and ended up sobbing on the floor. After my parents came home, they found me unconscious lying on the floor. I told everything to my father. He went to the cops yesterday. The cops are now looking for a woman who has murdered her own child. I can't talk to strangers or chat with anyone anymore. This one incident has traumatized me for life. Now I don't know everything that woman told me was true or not, but if she really killed her child, she is nothing but a murderer. I hope the cops follow up on this matter and help me by finding closure soon. I will not be able to sleep until I reach the bottom of this incident.
This happened amidst the 2020 lockdown. I used to work in a publishing house as a graphics designer. My office instructed most of the employees to start work from home. I live alone in a small house. The locality I live in is renowned for its quiet and safe environment. This is what I used to believe too. Quiet, yes, but safe or not, that I will let you decide after telling the story. It was a hot summer night. I was going through tremendous work pressure. It was a tight deadline. My house has a moderately sized living room with an open kitchen area. My bedroom is upstairs. There is a guest bedroom beside it. I have turned the guest bedroom into my workplace. My boyfriend and I plan to move in together, hence we rented this house. But before he could shift there, the coronavirus outbreak took place and I was compelled to live alone in that house. Anyways, long story short, I was living on my own. Beside my house, there was another house. A middle-aged married couple lived in it. They were always fighting and arguing. I could hear the woman scream at her husband every night. Even though the people in our locality was annoyed with this family, no one ever dared to confront them. I hope everyone wanted to stay out of their fights just like me. But avoiding trouble is obviously not the way to solve it. It was a Saturday night and I was talking to my boyfriend sitting in my living room. We were feeling upset about not being able to see each other. The weather was cloudy in the afternoon. A thunderstorm was going outside. I was surprised to see how awfully quiet the neighboring couple was. I mean, usually, they start hurling on each other from the afternoon. But that day, there was pin-drop silence. I finished the call, then went to the kitchen to prepare dinner. Within 5 minutes, heavy rain took place. The sudden strike of lightning spooked me a bit. I was chopping vegetables just when a power cut took place. Alone in a new house amidst a thunderstorm was enough to unsettle my mind, and now the power cut gave goosebumps. I lit up a candle and started to search for more, just when I heard a knock on my door. At first, I thought the storm outside is making such sound, but again, slow but loud knocks took place. I was thinking, should I open the door or not? just when huge lightning struck nearby, almost making my ear numb. I walked close to the door and said in a hesitated voice, "Who is it?" No one replied, but again knocked. I peeked from the eye-hole on the door and saw a dark figure standing outside. The entire locality was in dark due to the power cut, hence it was impossible to see the man's face. I said in a loud voice, "Who are you?" Now the man replied in a panicked voice, Ma'am, I live next door. My wife is not feeling well. Can you please open the door?" I recognized the man's voice. I have heard him screaming on his wife several times. I opened the door, and a flash of lightning made me see his face. He was sweating in tension. I could tell from his face that something serious has happened. I asked, in a worried voice, "What happened?" The man said, "My wife is not feeling well. I need to get some medicine for her. I can't leave my dog alone in the house. Can you please keep him with you until I come back?" Well, the man wasn't asking much, so I couldn't say no to him. I agreed, and the man brought his dog. It was a really cute dog, but don't know why the dog was acting strange. Every time the man tried to grab the dog, it kept straying away from him. I was confused to see a pet acting against its owner. It was quite evident that for some reason, the dog doesn't like the man. I took the dog inside and locked the door. I watched the man driving away in his car. What worried me the most is that he left his sick wife alone, but was concerned about the dog, even though the dog hates him. I didn't think much of it, and got busy to cook dinner again. The storm was growing heavier and louder. I guessed there must be a huge short circuit, which is why the entire area has gone under a power cut. I finished my dinner and gave the dog some food to eat. My bedroom window is faced towards the bedroom window of this husband and wife. I took the candle upstairs and stood near the window. Even though the house was in complete darkness, the flash of lightning was showing the bedroom in glimpses. I could see their bed and that someone was lying on it. I thought his wife is probably sleeping. My sense of curiosity has always been quite low when it came to a third person's life. So, I went to bed and gave the dog a place to sleep beside it. I don't exactly remember what time it was, but I woke up hearing a strange sound. I got up on my bed and went to the window. I saw two people standing in the bedroom of my neighboring house. The storm has stopped by then, but the power hasn't come back yet. With the sound of the voices, I figured out it was a woman and a man. I realized the man has come back, and the woman is his wife. I looked at the clock and saw it was 10 p.m. Only I was leaving early the next day to meet my boyfriend. That's what we planned that evening. So, I thought it would be easier if I returned their dog right then. I was about to go and wake up the dog, just when I saw a weird thing happening in the couple's bedroom. The man and the woman were carrying someone out of the room. I got closer to the glass to have clear look just when the lights came back, and my stomach dropped in fear. I saw the man was indeed the husband, but the woman he was talking with is not his wife. It was a completely unknown woman, and both of them were carrying a person on their shoulders. The person was none other than my next-door neighbor's wife. Her throat was slashed badly, but her blood has dried. It was evident from the look of the body that she has been dead for hours now. They didn't see me watching them, but suddenly the dog barked, and the man looking straight at me. Our eyes meet, and he rushed out of the house at that moment. Out of fear and panic, I too ran downstairs. I knew this man has realized that I now know his secret. There's no way he is going to get me out of this situation alive, because I am now an eyewitness of his wife's murder. I stomped on the main door and heard the man banging on it. He said in a panicked but loud voice, "Ma'am, I just came to get my dog. My friend is here to help me take my wife to the hospital. We might stay there for a while, so I will appreciate if you open the door and return me my dog." I was sure whatever he is telling is all a big fucking lie. All he wants now is for me to open the door so that he can silence me. Like his wife, I screamed with the top of my lungs, "I am going to call the cops right now. I know you have murdered your wife and is now trying to get rid of her body. Whoever that woman was in that room, she is also a part of this. The cops will teach you a lesson, mister." The man kicked on my door and said, "You are misunderstanding the situation, and why don't you just return my dog and mind your own business? Open the door right now." I double-locked my door so that the man couldn't enter. I then dialed 911 and reported this incident. I was panicking, hence I spoke on the call loudly. As soon as I disconnected the call, I heard footsteps running away. Then I saw the man and the woman hopping into the car and drove away at high speed. When the cops came, they were nowhere to be found, but the cops discovered the wife's dead body lying on the bedroom floor. The entire story unfolded while the cops investigated the matter. The man was having an affair with the woman I saw that night. They planned to murder his wife and vanish her body without anyone's knowledge. That is why the man made up all the story about her sickness and wanted to use me as his alibi of going out of the house that night. He planned to come back during midnight and quietly get rid of her wife's body. Then he would have come to me to take his dog back, saying something like, "His wife has left him, or she went somewhere." And after generating this idea in my mind, that he has no knowledge about his wife's whereabouts, he thought, to move out too. In this period of lockdown, people would have hardly gone to their house looking for them. He would have succeeded in his plan if he didn't care about the dog so much. My boyfriend finally moved into the house the next day. It was terrifying to stay in the house next door where your neighbor has been murdered. My boyfriend thinks the man guessed that dogs have a strong sense of smell and can lead to their owner with their sharp sense of environment. I am sure he planned to kill the dog too after moving out of that house. The cops are still searching for this murdering duo, and I pray to God they get caught soon.